Okay, well, welcome everyone. This is my first YouTube on how I create my crocheted wire jewelry. So please bear with me. I might start laughing hysterically in the middle of this because I'm nervous. So I'm not really going to do a tutorial on how I make these things. There are several YouTubes you can look up on Google to see how this is done. I'm just showing you my process and how some of these things are created. So I just want to show you some of the necklaces and bracelets that are all made from crocheted wire and then weaving into them with more wire or chain or beads. I use a lot of recycled beads that I get at the thrift store or garage sales or things I've had forever. Seashells, buttons. This is one of my favorite pieces with 2 dragonfly charms that I painted and then weaved into this. So I'm going to show you how I start this and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing, if you're going to do this, you're going to need wire, and I like using artistic wire. I like the 24 gauge. Other YouTubes are going to tell you different gauges. It just depends on what you like. Okay? And then I like to warm up the wire by just taking my fingers on it like this. It just makes it more easy to work with. Now, it's easier if you put your wire in a bowl like this. Otherwise, it'll land on the floor and your cats will chase it. Okay, so I'm going to start crocheting. And I'm very grateful. I had a Nonna, Italian Nonna Annie, who taught me how to crochet. So I just applied this to wire instead of yarn. Okay, so here we go. So as you can see, I'm not very precious about this. I like free-form little stitches here. And I'm just doing a chain stitch. And we're just going to pretend we're making a bracelet here, okay? And this is antique bronze wire. And what I like about this wire is it's coated, so it's non-tarnish. It doesn't get funky if you cut it. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing this. As you can see, it's just chain stitches. And like I said, if you don't know how to do this, there's several YouTubes on how to do this exactly. So, keep doing this a little bit more. And this is about the length I want. I'll do one more stitch. Cut it with my trusty pliers. I like to leave a little bit of a tail because that helps gather everything. You can put a clasp on it. And then I pull that through. And voila, we have a strand. Okay. So I already did a bunch of other strands here so that this YouTube wouldn't be like 10 hours long. So if you want to add beads while you're crocheting, I'm going to use this bright purple fuchsia color so you can see it. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your wire in a bowl or a cup and add your beads first. So I have this bowl of random beads here. And I like these colors. These are the new fall colors. Some of these are recycled beads, some of these I bought. And I like to mix it up a little bit. I don't like doing 3 of one or 2 of one and then another thing. I kind of like the randomness of it all. It makes it look more organic. These are seashells, these little fuchsia seashells. You can do a pattern, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to be messy like I am. And depending on what you like, you can add more beads or less beads too. I'm just randomly doing this without any thought here, just to show you what I do. I always find it's easier not to think about it. Things turn out much better if I don't think about it. Little hematite star here. Hopefully go through the wire. And some crystals. These are moonstone chips. That's my dog Kuan Yin walking across there if you see her. Okay, a couple more beads. Alright, there we go. So it's easier if you have them in the cup here, otherwise it'll make it crazy. Okay, so once again, work the wire. I should have done that before I put the beads on, but okay. Then I make a loop, just like you would if you were doing it with yarn. Everyone does this differently too. And how you hold the needle is up to you. It's like a pencil or a pen. Everyone does it different. And then I start my chain stitches. Okay, so I want to add some beads. I'll bring some of these beads down. You can see there's a moonstone chip here. You grab the wire, pull it through, and voila. And then make another chain stitch. Add another bead. You can put spaces in between your beads. You can just do bead after bead. Whatever you want. That's what's so cool about this. If you want to do this for a living, don't quit your day job right now. The government's shut down, so keep your job if you have one. Okay. Sometimes the wire acts up. So I just keep doing this. And I'm going to do it to the length of the other strand I just created for you. It's also good to use a metal, steel crochet hook instead of a plastic one. And this one is a size 9, 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. If you're using thinner wire, you could use a thinner one, or thicker wire, use a bigger one. Like I said, I like the messy look. It's more organic. Okay, let's see. This is cool. This one we just did. Okay, a little bit more. As you can see, I don't measure anything. I just go for it. Okay, a couple more. I usually use a different bowl than this, but it's in the dishwasher. One thing with this, you can't hurry this. You just have to do it slowly. Alright. So that's about it. As long as I want it, I'm going to cut it. And pull this through. Alright. Voila. Alright, so I have several strands here now. Like I said, this takes several hours for me to do because I just don't crochet. I go back and weave through these. So I'm just showing you how I go about doing this. Okay. I'll show you this first. This is a piece I did. This has several strands in it. Then I've gone back to wire in and weave through it. So this probably had like 7 strands in it. There's 6 strands here. Okay. So we have this purple strand. I'm going to mix it with the fuchsia. And let's see. The copper ones. And then what I'm going to do is I put them together. Like that. Okay. Twist this. then it's much easier if you don't do it what I'm doing right now, but just for purposes of showing you how I kind of do this, I'm doing it this way. I'm just braiding it. And I braid it very loosely because I like to go back, like I said, and weave in wire or chain or other things, sometimes ribbon, cord. Okay. I'll try not to be too neat about this because that's what gives us this natural look. Okay. Alright. Here we go. And to make life easier, just twist the bottom here. Don't worry, all these messy ends will be taken care of. Okay? Okay. I'm going to do that on this side. So I'm going to put the fuchsia wire strand through here, and copper bronze through here. Twist it. Voila. And I'll try to be a little bit neater for you this time and just braid it. These nice big beads here were taken off of the necklace I got at a garage sale this weekend. But they're very fall looking with their copper and green. Okay. Twist a bit more. And voila. Well, don't worry if it's too long. There's always a way to make this work. Okay. So now I have two pieces here, and just to make it a little bit more interesting and have some chain, I'm going to add, slide it on here, and slide this together. Gently going to now braid these, sort of. Leave some hang a little bit too, it'll give it a more interesting look. Turquoise. Okay. This may take all day. This is one of those things you can't rush. And patience is not one of my virtues, so it's very good for me to do this. And the one nice thing about this is if you don't like it, you can just undo it. Okay, we're almost running out of chain here, which is fine. So leave that right now, like that, and I'm going to just kind of put it through here so I don't lose what I did, and then I'll go back and secure it later. Alright, so clearly this bracelet needs a lot more work, and that's probably not something I'm going to show you on this YouTube, but as you can see, this is the beginning how it starts. So I'll show you. This piece here is a finished piece, and this was done with several strands, and as you can see, the chain was also added at the last minute this way. And this has turquoise and rose quartz, moonstone chips, and bronze silver wire in it. And this was a simple piece that was just one strand of peridot green wire, and these were recycled seashells. I got one off one of those wind chime things. I got some glass beads. Kind of noisy. You saw that one. This is a necklace that was made out of recycled seashells, beads. These are seashells from Winter Island in Salem, Massachusetts. And also glass beads. And this was purple, non-tarnished wire. These are little pearls here. And this one is a bracelet inspired by my favorite character on NCIS, Abby Shuto. And this still needs some wire to be woven into it, so I'll show you a little bit how I do that. So I'm going to use some silver wire here to cut it. And just to save time, I'm not going to add any beads while doing this. Okay, so start by just bracing my wire here and adding it, and then I'll fix the edges later. As you can see, this does need to have some wire woven into it to make it more sturdy and give it a cool look. So I just kind of thread it through, as you can see. Like I said, sometimes I'll add beads in there. And the wire has a mind of its own, so you just have to be patient with it. This also makes the bracelet sturdy. So as you can see, it's almost like sewing the wire in. This is a process that takes a long time, just so you know. This might be like one of those projects I do all night while watching a movie or something. Then it takes extra time for me to figure out how to attach the clasp to it or something like that. Okay, so I got a little tired, so here we go. Just take this tool and manipulate the wire. Back. The cool thing about this is that you just don't know how it's going to turn out, so it kind of forces you to just be zen about it. Okay, this skull here doesn't seem to be happy, so we're going to put that through like that. So through there. I usually don't work on this table or with this plate, so this is kind of difficult for me. So I would just keep doing this pretty much for a couple hours with more silver, more black wire if I have it, and any other color I wanted to do, and then eventually add more beads this way. Just wanted you to see how I start weaving into it. If I was going to put any beads in it, I'll put a bead in here for you. So just putting that in. The one nice thing about these pieces, I'll just show you, if you make them too big, you can scrunch them, see, to make them smaller, to fit on your wrist or around your neck. Or you can stretch them gently. This necklace here can be made smaller, scrunching it. This necklace is on its way to a gallery. Oh, that's why it has the tag on it. There. So it could be made smaller, so it's a choker, or if somebody wants to wear it longer, they can just stretch it out a little bit. This was several strands. This is amethyst. And this took forever to make, so this is one of my favorite pieces. Alright, so that's basically how I do everything. I will go back and work on this later tonight, and I'll post this on my blog and website soon. And you can visit me at www.planetcalamari.com. My name is Jeanie Mossa, and thank you for joining us. Yay!